Hi, everybody. It's your old pal Chuck, and I am back again with another review. Today, we will be taking a look at from the Age of Extinction Power Battlers line. This is the leader of the Dinobots, iconic Transformer character, Grimlock. I actually really wasn't sure if Grimlock was going to show up in the Power Battlers line, and I'm kind of surprised that it took until the penultimate wave uh, for the figure to show up in this with this character, or for the character to show up in this form. However you want to look at it. I can speak English, but anyway, I'm glad it's here. It's kind of interesting because let's see, you have a Voyager Grimlock, Leader Grimlock, Flip and Change Grimlock, which is about the same size, maybe a little shorter than the Leader. Um, One Step Grimlock, Power Battlers Grimlock. You have the Giant Stomp and Tromp Grimlock. You have two versions of him in a Construct Bot. Uh, I think there's a Dino Sparker. Well, he's one of the dinosaurs that the Autobots ride. And if you count the store exclusives, there is a Walmart Legends figure. So there's about 10 different versions of Grimlock, just by my count. And maybe I'm missing one or two. Um, but yeah, that's a lot of Grimlocks. But here he is in its robotic T-Rex form as it appeared in the movie. Um, Interesting enough, with Age of Extinction and the Dinobots, I've come to find out a few things that growing up I was taught about dinosaurs, but have since learned is to be false. And namely, Tyrannosaurus has never really stood like this. If you the best example is they actually had to stand more like this. The reason being, and you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Their arms were so short that if they were stood erect, um, they would have never been able to grab anything or eat anything. So obviously they had to stand like a little more parallel to the ground uh, to be able to bend over and grab things. But you know, I don't mean to be a negative Nancy or anything like that, but this is how I've always known Grimlock, and this is how he's going to be. So, like I said, the coloring and what have you is very close to the movie design. Um, with the well, not the movie design, but the movie figure design with these gray and the that bronze brownish color. You do have a little bit of articulation here. The arms are joined on a single ball, and you can open the mouth a little, but that's more for transformation. And there is a little bit of a spring there. Deep, 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 deep. Okay, so enough of that. I mean, as you saw, that you can bend the knees and move the legs, but that's more for the robot mode, which we're going to get to right now. I've said it before and I've said it again. The instructions on the Power Battlers aren't always the best, and that was really in the case of Grimlock. First, what you want to go ahead and do is detach the mace weapon from the back, which forms its tail. Next, what you want to go ahead and do is flip the leg around and straighten it out slightly. You don't have to, but it'll just make things a little bit easier if you straighten it out. And next, what you want to do is this whole section will flip forward, and as you're doing that, you'll straighten out the legs even more and clip it into place. It's a very soft clip. You can see the hinge right there just folds up, and that's basically the lower torso. Next, what you want to do is there's his head. Go ahead and rotate the what will be the waist joint, or it's more like of an ab joint, so the legs are facing forward towards uh, the head. And of course, go ahead and flip it around to make things a little easier. You can go ahead, the mace is on a little bit of a hinge joint here. You angle it back for dinosaur mode, you bring it forward for robot mode. Now, for this arm, you basically just want to go ahead, unhook everything, bring it down, bring the arm joint up, and I think there's actually should be, you collapse everything up, Nope, that's about it. And you have some sort of hand over fist type of deal here. It's kind of weird. I kind of want to think that this should rotate around, but it kind of doesn't. You get like a punching hand or something. And what's interesting is when you rotate that uh, front of his face in, you get this little spike that comes out. I don't know, maybe it's like a shiv. But there's Grimlock in his robot mode. As with all power battlers, Grimlock does have an action feature, and I really like this one because it doesn't affect the overall articulation or aesthetic of the figure. There's a little lever here on the back, very out of the way, that if you depress it, will cause the left arm to swing up and the hand to spin, spinning around the mace. Let me just like so. If you notice, the mace is on a telescoping tube bit, which allows it to have that. Oh, Jesus, that forward and back motion. And as you noticed, if you press a little too hard, you do have the risk of the um, waist falling backwards. But yep, let's see if I can do it towards the camera here. Yep, and look, it's Grimlock. He's a band leader. Okay. I'm sorry. That was funny. But yeah, that's really a fun gimmick, and I gotta say that's probably one of the best Power Battler gimmicks I've had in a while. Now for articulation, Grimlock's fairly articulated. The arm can rotate 360 degrees. You do have this great bit of a shoulder movement. You have like a reverse elbow, but you end up having to close the dinosaur jaw up on it. The hips are where it's really at. You have full forward and back rotation on the hip joint. You have a knee joint, ever so slight, and then for whatever reason I don't understand, the foot can rotate 360 degrees. You're not supposed to rotate the feet for any bit of transformation. I checked, and more importantly, I tried. It doesn't, robot mode doesn't look better with the feet going this way, so I don't know. And of course, yeah, there's the little pin there for the stomp and chomp, which would be kind of interesting to put your Power Battler's Grimlock on the stomp and chomp Grimlock. But it can also work with the Battle Command Optimus Prime if you imported that figure. Other than that, robot mode, it's basically the same character colors, just more of it. And again, looks very close to the full generation style figures we've seen. I do like how you have that split jaw motif on the shoulders and down the chest with the teeth. Even though it's very obvious, the head's right here. Um, you do have this turquoise color that it's there a little bit in the eyes, but it's also on the mace that kind of breaks things up a little and gives it a little splash of color. Gunmetal gray for the dinosaur arms. You have that waist joint, the upper legs, and then just your regular slate gray for pretty much everything else. Like I said, I mean, it's not very detailed. I'm sure a customizer can go in and liven this up a little bit. I really think this is a great figure of Grimlock. And to be honest, outside of the Construct Bots, is the only transforming Grimlock I have, or I've touched. I have that Toys R Us Evolution set, but I'm looking to sell it and never got around to opening it, and the Voyager just never really spoke to me. I think this is great, and what I really like is I think this fits in for that deluxe class price point. So if you can't find the Legends and the Voyager and Leaders might be a little too expensive as a parent, this is a great way to get your child a transforming Grimlock figure that they can have some fun with, just like so. Um, Highly recommend it, especially for the holidays. and this makes a great desk toy. And in the summertime, that could make a great fan. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just having way too much fun now. But definitely, like I said, I got this off of Big Bad Toy Store. They're showing up at regular retail. You can find them in Amazon. Definitely worth a pickup. This is your old pal Chuck for Grimlock. We'll see you next time.